God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I haven't put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is the JR Wisdom channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And if this is your first time checking out one of my videos, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all of my future videos. With that being said, let's hop right into it. So today I'm going to be covering this topic based off of a video that Sarah Lena, if you guys don't know her, you guys check her out. She just did a review on it or reaction to this video. And it's basically about 5 secrets women don't want men to know at the end of the day. And I haven't watched it yet. I'm about to check it out right now to see what's going on. It's done by Entrepreneurs in Cars. He's a YouTuber, and I guess this video has gotten a ton of views, millions of views. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and check it out and give my thoughts on it. So let's get right into it.
Ladies, I know not all women are like that, and there are some unicorns out there, but on the balance of probabilities, these 5 rules apply to just about everybody. So let's dive right into this. Number 1, monkey branching. Some of you guys already know what this is. Let me just clarify for those that are new. Monkey branching is, everybody knows what a monkey does when it branches from one tree to the other tree, and it'll let go of one and go to the other. Women are known or unknown monkey branchers. Some guys have actually believe that there's a grace period or a waiting period of, a month or a week. But the truth of the matter is women can monkey branch and often do quite a bit faster than that. Usually, within the next day or sometimes within the same day. I've done some coaching calls with some guys where they walk around almost sleepwalking, like they don't even have their eyes open. And a woman has ended a long-term relationship, ghosted, but then they try to keep them at arm's length, like the LJBF, let's just be friends sort of routine, because they want that guy as a backup. But the truth of the matter is when that happens, it happens a lot sooner than what guys think, and it also happens a lot sooner than women want guys to think. The reason for that is, number 1 is slut shaming. Women tend to get slut shamed if they behave in a promiscuous fashion. I totally get it. But it's also genetically programmed into them. For a very long time, women have been threatened, and still to this day within the world. There's women that'll get stoned to death for getting raped by somebody. So they just want to protect themselves. That's generally why they do it. So that's number 1, monkey branching. Number 2,
So monkey branching, what you have to realize is a woman, no matter whether it be your girlfriend, your wife, she's always got an ace in the hole. She's always got somebody on backup. There's always someone, there's always an orbiter. There's always a dude that she can contact. There's the dude in her cell phone and her messenger, whatever. If you think your woman is completely innocent, then you're a fool. You have to expect it. So this is just part of the game that, women do. Women are typically insecure a lot of times. A lot of times they want to have something set up before they break it off with you anyway. So they're going to have something already in the background or orbiter before she officially just up and leaves you. Unless she knows herself, she's done it several times. She's a very secure woman. But most women, they just need attention. And when they do move on, they're moving on with someone else, or at least talking to someone else. Not to say that they're going to be starting another relationship. So
hypergamy does not give a shit about relationship equity.
Hypergamy.
Used this word before. Hypergamy, pronounce it any way you want. What it is women tend to move up when it comes to relationship goals, marrying, stuff like that. They don't tend to date down. There's always a line in the sand. They don't date below themselves economically, or more often than not, they always tend to go up. So
I've covered this in a lot of my recent videos, and I have mixed thoughts on hypergamy because a lot of the women that I come across, they have no problem building a man or dating down, if you will, as long as they have that sort of leverage. They're able to kick a guy out. They have a guy living in their house. They have a guy living in their apartment. They have a guy driving their car, a guy that has less than her because it forces her not to level up. But then again, you have women who just prefer to date up. They're not going to date a guy that has less than them. She may sleep with a guy, but hey, let's see what he says.
A lot of guys tend to believe, and this still blows me away every time I coach somebody on this on the phone, but guys still tend to believe that if they put in the work, then they've got this interesting concept of like this universal bank account where they can make deposits and withdrawals. It's almost like, I did this, I did that, I hung up that for you, I did this with the kids, or your kids if they're dating a single mom or something like that. I fixed this, I did that with your car. It's like they do these things and they believe they've got relationship equity that they can make a withdrawal on at a later date. Like it almost creates an extra level of security for them in that relationship. But the truth of the matter is, and if you haven't read The Rational Male, I always have the link below in the description of every one of my videos, and I almost always mention it. Grab the book if you haven't read it. But hypergamy just does not give a shit about relationship equity. You could bend.
Women don't care about relationship equity for the most part. You're only as good as your last transaction, if that, when it comes to relationship equity, how much you've done for her. Sometimes women will throw that away unless she completely comes from nothing and she's not used to having anything and she comes across a high value guy. Maybe she may be a little bit more concerned about losing that or losing this person, or if a guy is just indifferent about it. But for you to tally up as a man all the things you've done for a woman, nah, you shouldn't do that. If you know that you've done some stuff for her, then you just keep that in the back of your mind. And when it's time to move on, you just move the hell on. If the juice isn't worth the squeeze, you know what I mean?
Bend over backwards and do everything for a woman under the sun. If she has the opportunity to monkey branch up to a better deal and you're not serving her needs anymore, or there's a better opportunity that will serve her needs or the needs of her children, for example, if she's a single mother, she will monkey branch up to the other dude. So don't think for a minute that bending over backwards will create this, deposit withdrawal system for you. It doesn't exist. Okay, number 3. Women tend to spin more plates than guys do. I've mentioned plate spinning theory before, also mentioned in The Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. Plate spinning theory is pretty straightforward. It's when you date non-exclusively, meaning you've got, more than 2 people that you're dating at the same time, 2 or more, let's say. I know that guys tend to get a lot of heat for being the dogs and dating multiple women and stuff like that. But again, because of things like slut shaming and the way that women are treated throughout the world, and it's known that they have that risk and exposure, they tend to keep their dating activity on the down low. They'll talk about it with their girlfriends. Luckily, I've got some very close female friends that have opened up on this, and I've also coached some women in this area as well that have been dealing with relationship issues that they've been in. But I'll give you a very good example. A woman that I had dated at one point, she was open about the concept of dating other people, open type of relationship, or even bi-curious bi sort of thing. And I had her phone. She's like, read this, da 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 da. She walked away. I closed the phone. And as I closed the app that I was on, I was left in the text message menu. And in the text message menu, I saw all these names with these descriptions after it. So typically when you're dating, it's like, Richard, entrepreneur, Dave, accountant, Chris, contractor, Philip, lawyer, sort of thing. So they tend to not always put the last name of the person or enter it that way in their phone. And there was this list of like 7 or 8 different names on there. You've got to understand that women aren't going to publicly declare to you that they've got multiple plate spinning, but they tend to spin as many plates, if not more.
I mean, in our culture now, the way things are, especially in Western society here in America, it's not really frowned upon for a woman to date. It's really encouraged for her to date multiple dudes a lot of times. Some women aren't like that. But at the end of the day, it's really, you can ask her if you guys are exclusive, but if you aren't exclusive, she's going to do her thing. Whatever she tells you, you have to take it with a grain of salt anyway. How many dudes she's dating? You know what I'm saying? So that's a question that women tend to ask guys.
More than men. That's been my experience and what I've come across. All right, let's move on to the next one. What are we on? So women get bored faster than men. That's number 4. Women get bored faster than men when it comes to relationships. Esther Perel wrote a fascinating book called Mating in Captivity. I'll grab a link and put that below as well. I'm going to recommend that to you as well. The book's pretty slow up until about chapter 10 and 11. And then 11 and 12, it gets really interesting for you guys. But one of the things she talks about in her, I think it's been a 40-year career, dealing with men and women and relationship issues and things that they've been stuck on, and counseling through divorce and indiscretions and so on and so forth, was that she's noted that desire in men tends to gradually decrease over a longer period of time, and desire in women tanks as soon as you're in a long-term relationship or shortly thereafter, very, very quickly. That's why...
And with women get a lot more leeway than men, especially initially. You know, men tend to tolerate a lot more wrongdoing or women doing things that they're not necessarily feeling, as opposed to a woman, especially a woman who has many options. You know, you may do one thing and it completely turns her off like that. Unlike a guy, he'll let several red flags or several things go by, and not bat an eye about it.
When people get married and they've been in a marriage for 4 or 5 years, the guy tends to be okay with things even if they're not the greatest, and women are not, because their desire in the other guy is tanked a lot quicker, which is really why women initiate something like 70 or 80% of the divorces, just because they get fed up with what they're doing and their desire tanks. So you just have
And women move on well before like I said before, they move on well before the relationship is over. And a guy is just sitting there when divorce comes around and things like that, because he's thinking he has time and she'll get over it. She's slowly falling out of love, and then the next thing you know, she's gone. And he's sitting there looking like he's all in his feelings. She's already gotten over all those feelings that she was having while this is going on, till basically she can just walk away with no issue, or even into the arms of another guy.
Just have to be aware of that. I'm going to leave that at number 4. And guys, I do want to hear your comments on all of these things below. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are and add it to the community. Also, experiences are very good too. I love reading those. Number 5, women cheat as much as men do, but mostly when they're ovulating. So I'm going to open that one up for a little bit more discussion. Women are always going on about how guys cheat all the time. But they're not honest about their sexual activity with guys, again, of course, because of things like slut shaming and how women are treated in society, as the fair sex, so on and so forth. But we've got to be open and honest about this sort of thing, because it does happen just as much. Because how do you have a guy and a girl, have a one-night stand, but, there's no declaration of, women doing the exact same things that guys do. Guys aren't having one-night stands with themselves. They're not
Exactly. But society, we tend to look at it as just the guys who are cheating and not the women. Unless he's cheating with another guy, he's most likely cheating with another woman. So I believe Kevin Samuels covered this on his video. Guys cheat at a 28% rate, while women cheat at a 24% rate. So they have to be cheating with someone else, So it's just food for thought right there.
Not masturbating. That's not a one-night stand, okay? Or they're not having it with another dude. When they're talking about these one-night stands, it's with women. And this cheating, phenomenon happens at the same rate between men and women. It's identical. Now, the interesting thing about it when it comes to women, and a lot of women don't even know this themselves, is when they cheat, or when they're more apt to cheat or have these one-night stands, is typically in that small window during the month when they're ovulating. Surprise, surprise. They're looking for the alpha. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. And today,
well, it makes sense when she's ovulating. If you're not the guy that's fertilized that egg, then she's looking for another suitor. And she's more, she's desiring a man more so at that time when she's ovulating. Biologically, that's just how it is.
In today's video, I appreciate you guys checking this out. I want to hear your comments below. Smash the like button. Share this with somebody that needs to see it.
So all in all, guys, these are some pretty good things. I think most guys who are red pill aware are aware of these things and how it goes down. Once you are aware of it, you can kind of, set your watch to a lot of these things and kind of understand the basics of how to deal with women, and don't get in your feelings and don't get upset. I've covered several videos on these same topics that he's talking about. You just, well, as long as you're aware of this and you keep it player, you don't have to worry about getting your heart broken. You don't have to worry about being pressed over a woman. You just understand who she is at the end of the day and what she may potentially do. As long as you know the rule book, the playbook, you'll be fine, guys. So let me know you guys' thoughts on it. Those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have any personal situations below. And with that being said, make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And peace be upon you, and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.